Hello everyone, welcome back to Cybertix. Today it is very interesting topic because it's related to offensive security side. Yes, today we are going to see what is race condition vulnerability is and how to exploit this vulnerability with the help of 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Advent of Cyber Challenge. Make sure you have checked out our previous videos where I have covered all the topics of this challenge. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So let's start with the Day-12 challenge. If I can't steal their money, I'll steal their joy. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Bank had a huge turnover this year and expected a massive profit before this holiday season. They were eager to disclose this news to the town peoples during the 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 celebration. However, to their surprise, things went the other way around. After completing the annual calculation, the accountants were shocked to see a considerable loss. They observed discrepancies in the account balances. The bank called 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 to help investigate these users' fraudulent transactions. Upon analyzing the bank's website transactional logs, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 found some interesting transactions. Few users, including the mayor's team, initiated a multiple transactions from the 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 reserves account at once. Surprisingly, all these transactions succeed despite exceeding users' current balance. Glitch was already aware of this critical vulnerability that we are going to cover, that malware had his alliance exploited. So today our learning objective is understand the concept of race condition vulnerabilities, identify the gaps introduced by the HTTP2, exploit the race condition in a controlled environment, learn how to fix the condition. So we have started the machine and we can directly navigate to this. Yep. So web timing and race condition. Conventional web applications are relatively easy to understand, identify and exploit. If there is an issue in the code of the web application, we can force the web application to perform an unintended action by sending specific inputs. These are easy to understand because there is usually a direct relationship between the input and output. We get bad output when we send bad data, indicating a vulnerability. But what if we find a vulnerability using a good data? What if isn't about the data but how we send it? This is where web timing and race condition vulnerability attacks come into a play. So it is in the simple form of web timing attack means we glean information from a web application by reviewing how long it takes to process our request. By making tiny changes in what we send or how we send it and observe the response time, we can access information we are not authorized to have. Race conditions are a subset of web timing attack that are even more special. With the race condition attack, we are no longer simply looking to gain access to information but can cause the web application to perform unintended action on our behalf. The web timing vulnerabilities can be incredibly subtle based on the following research. Response time differences ranging from 1300 milliseconds to 5 nanoseconds have between used to stage attacks. Because of their subtle nature, they can also be hard to detect and often requires a wide range of testing techniques. However, with the increase in adoption of HTTP2, they have become a bit easier to find and exploit. So, the rise of HTTP2. HTTP2 was created as a major update of HTTP, the protocol used for web application. While most of the web applications still use HTTP 1.1, there has a steady increase in the adoption of HTTP2 as it is faster, better for web performance and have several features that elevate the limitation of the HTTP 1.1. However, if implemented incorrectly, some of these few features can be exploited by the threat actors using this technique. A key difference in the web timing attacks between HTTP 1.1 and HTTP 2 is that HTTP 2 supports a feature called single packet multi-request. Network latency, the amount of time it takes for the web request to reach the server, made it difficult to identify web timing issues. It was hard to know whether the time difference was due to a web timing vulnerability or a simple network latency difference. However, with single packet multi request, we can send multiple requests in the same TCP packet, eliminating the network latency from the equation meaning that time differences can be attributed to different processing times for the request. This is explained in a more efficient way. We can see HTTP1, it is sending one request and it is getting a response in 30 milliseconds. But it is in the 1.1, we can see it is in the 33 milliseconds. But in HTTP2, we are sending two different data in just 10 milliseconds and we are getting the response in 30 and 33 milliseconds. So typically timing attack. Timing attack can often be divided into two main categories: information disclosure. Leveraging the difference in response delay, a threat actor can uncover information that should not be accessed to. For example, time differences can be used to enumerate the username of an application, make it easier to stage a password guessing attack and guess access to accounts. Race conditions. Race conditions are similar to business logic flaw in that a threat actor can cause an application to perform unintended actions. However, this issue root cause is how the web application processes the request, making it possible to cause a race conditions. So let's just directly get into the request and see understand the complete. So we already have our own Bobsuit and we will do it all the stuff over here. So web application scanning. So they have given a account number one, that is the 110 and the tester. So let me just start intercepting the request with Bobsuit tester and hit login. We are into the login and we can see the balance is of $1,000. Let's say target account is 111 and we are sending a $500 to them. Let's just send a transfer and also we will check that in the login dashboard transfer. Now send this particular request to repeater for now and we can see this is our host. This is the post based request where it is sending the transfer, where the account number is 111 and the amount was $500. Now if we check, now obviously it is a proper thing that 500 balance should be remained from the transaction, and this is our transaction ID. This is just a showcase thing which we have had. So they have given a complete workflow over here, that is the source code. If user balance is greater than or equal to the amount, connection with the execute command, that is the update user set balance is equal to balance plus where the account number, that is our the another user, our victim's account, that is the 111. So the amount, first of all, it is going to be credited into that victim's account and it is going to be a commit. Now once the commit has been done, again it is going to update our own balance with the minus, that is the whatever the amount which we have sent, deduct that particular amount from our own balance, that is the session user over here. So we can directly do this over here. So let me just do it. So there is a vulnerability, that is about the race condition vulnerability. It can be happen in a two-way, through the turbo intruder as well as the web sync attacks over here, that is the last byte sync attack. So we can send group of requests in a parallel time. So let me create a group, add tab to group, create a group over here. Let me take a group 1 and yep. Now just press Ctrl R to add multiple requests into that group and we can see the count is increasing over here. So Ctrl R once again till it joins a 10 over here. Now right click over here, send. Now send group in parallel, you can see over here, and send group parallel. Now all the time requests will be sent in the same time. There will be a little bit milliseconds of changes. Now if we try to refresh our account, we can see the balance is minus 4,500. It means that we have transferred total $5,000 to the victim's account. Similarly, now we have to test it for the another account, that is they have given over here, where 101 and glitch. So this is what we call a race condition vulnerability. So let me just log out. The reason why it is happening is because we are performing a top to down, top to bottom approach in one particular code. So first of all, it will check our balance. It will check if the value is greater than or equal to the amount. Then it will add that particular amount to the victims and then it is going to deduct and again this procedure keeps on happening. So during this time we can perform this race condition vulnerability. So let me just give you a proper overview over here, and the password is glitch. Hit on login. We can see currently the bank account is 2000. Now suppose if I say the target account number to his account number, that is a 111, and I'm transferring $1000. Let's take an example like this. So 2000 is greater than equal to the amount. Okay, now we are sending $1000 which is a greater than or equal to $2000, right? So over here it is going to be fetch. Now update the user set balance where the balance is 2000 plus where the account number is going to transfer, that is 1000. So now the value will be became 3000 at that particular timestamp, because from our account that particular number is not been deducted. Once the account or the number is being saved into that particular account number, that particular number is going to be deducted. So now the final amount will be $1000 in my account and $1000 in that victim's account, that is the $2000. Now after that, with this will be the final amount which we are getting in a result way. So let me just transfer it. Okay, now the balance is $2000, right? So now let me go to the, let me just close the group. Again we have the transfer request sending to the repeater. Let me just create a group, add tab the group, create a group, try hack me over here and create it. Okay, now we can see the account number is same, amount is 1. What if I keep on sending the same request multiple times? The victim, that is an attacker, will get us so much of money. That is the, if I send this particular request either 10 times, it will get a $10,000, and from our account it is going to be deducted that much, and it will be into the minus account. So let me just do this. Just press the Ctrl R 10 times over here. We can see the count is being increased over here. So let me just go to send group in parallel last byte sync attack and just hit on send. All the tabs will is going to be sent in the same time. We can see the millisecond as well. So you can see all the request has been sent properly. Now if we just refresh it, now our balance will be 9000. It means that the attacker has got $10,000 in his account, but actual balance was only 2000, right? So the victim will falls into the case where he had just pays an extra amount of the money. And also as per the challenge we have got this particular flag that the THM won the race 007. So let's just solve this. Yes, and if you want, we can go and check out our the race condition attack room of the 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. Also, I have explained many vulnerabilities in the penetration testings in Hindi as well as in English, that is about the bug bounty playlist. You can check all the links in the I buttons. So till now we have understand and completely and how to fix the race condition vulnerability. Let's just understand it little bit. The developer did not properly handle concurrent requests in the bank applications, leading to a race condition vulnerability. During fund transfer, when multiple requests were sent in a parallel, each deducting and transferring funds, the application processed them simultaneously without ensuring proper synchronization. This resulted in inconsistent account balance, such as negative balance in the sender's account and execute funds in the recipient account. Here are some of the preventive measures of the fix. That is the use atomic transaction. The developer should have implement an atomic database transaction to ensure that all steps of the fund transfer and creating a bank balance are performed in a single unit. This would ensure that either all the steps of the transaction succeed or none do, preventing partial updates that could lead an inconsistent data. Implement mutex locks. By using mutex locks, the developer could have ensured that one thread accesses the shared resources at a time. This will prevent multiple requests from interfering with each other during the concurrent transaction. And most of these particular implementation are used in the normal bank accounts. Apply rate limit. Obviously, the developer should have implement rate limit on the critical functions like fund transfer and fund withdrawals. This would limit the number of requests processed within a specific time frame, reducing the risk of abuse through rapid repeated requests. So I hope you understand what is race condition vulnerability is about. This race condition vulnerability is easy to exploit it, but most of the bug bounty hunters never tried to exploit this vulnerability. The reason is because they think they have to write a Python script into the turbo intruder. But in this video, I have shown you without the turbo intruder how we can exploit this vulnerability, that is from the last sync byte attack. If you have any query, feel free to ask in our WhatsApp or Telegram community channel. I'll see you in another video. Till that time, goodbye and Jai Hind.